happening, fellow fantasy GMs? I am DJ Wang. He is the bearded one, DJ Dove. And with our powers combined, we are the Fantasy Couriers.
Ooh, combine time. Combine's in effect. Guys are running fast. Guys are working out without pads. Guys are jumping high. Guys are doing all sorts of crazy things that we know these guys are doing because even the bad guy in the NFL is a freak athlete. Have you been keeping up or seen what's going on there in the combine?
I've been keeping up with the defensive linemen and linebackers who are absolutely
monsters,
insane. They're just so fast. They're just crazy athletes. All of them. It's just they just keep getting crazier and crazier. It's insane.
I mean, it's crazy to look at, I said it earlier, but we think about it like, this guy sucks. He's no good at football. But the worst guy in the NFL is like a superior American athlete, which is crazy to think when we look, you're like, this guy sucks. Like, he's not a good NFL player, but he's such an athlete.
So when I say these guys suck, I'm not comparing them to the average human being. I'm saying they suck in relation to their peers on the field. This guy.
A majority of the world isn't though. You're like, this guy's no good.
Yeah, that's how I compare them because these guys could do things I could only dream of doing. And for some Joe Schmo to say they suck, I mean, you know what, Joe Schmo, you suck. How about that?
You suck. All right, going back to the little Kurt Angle there. Sorry if I'm coughing a lot. I'm getting over a little bit of that weather change cold thing going on. But we're getting ready to do running backs this week, but I want to do 2 quarterback notes, one from last week leading into this week, and then one that's just shocking from the combine. Anthony Richardson.
I don't know if it's shocking.
Dude, this guy's a monster.
But his numbers were crazy. Don't get me wrong, but people kind of expected this.
Anthony Richardson, we talked about him last week, and we poo-pooed him a little bit, but apparently the Vikings might be very interested. He got permission to seek a trade. The Vikings are expressing interest. Well coached, the coach is a great quarterback coach, and they're supposedly done with JJ. Like, they were talking about moving JJ, bringing in A. Rich. Does that does it give you more hope than we had before?
I mean, I don't know if it gives you more hope, but I mean, at least there's a coach that sees, opportunity in him, and especially a coach that with the regards of the Vikings coach. So I mean, I'd take a shot on him. I mean, I'd have him on my team.
Yeah,
see if I can develop him. I mean, who knows? Maybe in 3 years. Look how long it took Geno Smith to be good, right?
But Geno Smith wasn't a freak athlete. Like, I don't know.
But I agree. So sometimes it just might, and plus he never had a lot of experience in college. So I mean, he's kind of learning. He's gonna be learning a lot. I mean, he could very well much take the role of Trey Lance, and then just. Ooh. But it's very possible. I mean, it's pretty much the same so far. Or you could bring him in, and I can't imagine them. They're bringing him in to be a starter. I mean, I think they're just bringing him in to see if he can develop. But I mean, even if he gets a chance to start, I mean, good for him, man.
I mean, I could see them doing something where they like say, JJ, you stink. We're getting rid of you. We're going to bring in A. Rich and Kirk Cousins. Or I've heard people asking about the Red Rifle down in Carolina.
I can't believe that guy is still managing an NFL career. It's insane to me.
But yeah, so I took a flyer on him with like a late draft pick in one league where I'm trying not to. For this league, you got to drop players to draft, which is crazy. So if you have 3 picks, you've got to drop 3 guys off your team, and it makes it harder. But it's a different challenge. Like, I like my leagues all have different challenges. So I was like, I don't want to draft any guys later in the draft. So I spent a late second. I'm like, for a starting quarterback in Superflex, last week I said I wouldn't spend a 4th. Now I'm like, he's got an opportunity. Maybe my ideas have changed. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, if he's going to be the starter, then a lot must have really changed from last year to this year. But I mean, like, if they can get him cheap, I mean, why not give it a shot? He might turn out to just, like I said, just not be any good. But
I mean, I bet you they get a 6th rounder,
man.
Yeah. And then the guy I was talking about earlier, the Talon Green. Dude is 6'5", almost 6'6". He's a giant dude, 227. But this dude ran a 4.36, had a 43.5-inch vertical, and broad jumped 11.2. Those are like quarterback records. And these are, I mean, we're talking a 4.3 40. What does that have you thinking about him? Does that adjust anything you're thinking about Taylor Green? Does that, like, currently I'm trying to see where he in this little thing that I have. I mean, he's down there quite a bit.
Yeah, I mean, he's like closer to 10 than to the number one quarterback. I mean, but like, I don't know if they expected this kind of athleticism, but people already knew he was an athletic freak. I mean, that's not what he was. That's not anything new. To this level, maybe, but like I say, it doesn't have the pads on and everything like that. But I got to get you a little excited, right? I mean, especially with this kind of quarterback class going on, it's definitely going to raise him up in the rankings. People will be drafting him in the second round somewhere. Just because, I mean, look the opportunity that this guy could create.
Yeah, I mean, if you can watch, I mean, for those who aren't looking, he's quarterback out of Arkansas. I use a site called NFLDraftBuzz.com. He's the 7th overall quarterback. Currently, they have, he's got the SEC pedigree. I mean, if you're an SEC quarterback, you're basically a minor league pro quarterback going through. Because
now, granted, there's a lot of SEC quarterbacks that can't come in the NFL. I mean, there's a lot.
I mean, everybody's looking at Ty Simpson, going to stink it up.
There's more that fail than actually succeed, of course.
But if I'm taking a dart throw, like Trey Lance, I had no interest in because he was coming from beyond, like Garbo. And I wasn't a fan of A. Rich, as we talked earlier. But the SEC gives him, to me, a step up unless you're magic of some sort.
Well,
but
Anthony Richardson had the SEC pedigree. Why didn't you?
Because Anthony Richardson played like 9 games, 12. The sample size was so minuscule, and it just wasn't. But yeah, so it gives it a step. But Trey Lance, I was about where I am with Anthony Richardson with him, and I heard some cool news. I think Ty Simpson's the second quarterback, and basically everybody's like, from Mendoza's good, everybody else, pfft. And Ty Simpson, I will draft Ty Simpson in a dynasty league if he ends up going to the Los Angeles Rams.
I mean,
that would be awesome.
I mean, Drew Aller looked like he had a pretty strong arm, so I think there are some coaches out there that kind of fall in love with that kind of stuff. So, I mean, I'd take a chance on all these guys, except for Ty Simpson. I don't know.
So he's your Anthony Richardson.
Hey, I don't know why I don't like
it's that Alabama burn. Like, look at
maybe. I just don't see projecting like to be an NFL quarterback. I don't know.
Yeah, it's where it'll be. So
I'm not that big on Nussmeier either, but
like if Simpson goes to the Rams, he's going to be all over my teams. Simpson goes somewhere else. Simpson goes to Miami. Miami's supposedly looking at Carson Beck. That's just crazy. I mean, he might be older than Tua. So
probably better than Tua.
It can't be worse right now. That's what I'm saying. As we're getting into the day, a couple of fun things. Thanks Riverside.fm is giving us some fun little things. You'll see a little trick they're giving us right now. Check out if you want some way too early drafts, go to Fast Draft. Hook some brothers up here. We get a little kickback from Fast Draft, but check out, use the code Couriers. They'll match you up to $50. You can do some early best ball, and you don't have to be stuck in like the world of crazy. You can be there as they start it. Underdogs, wild, crazy, busy. DraftKings, they're all big. They're great too, but Fast Draft, it's up. You can be part of where it is starting. And a fun new thing I got us into last week that I don't even JJ Wang, I told him yet, is there's a website called thepodradar.com. I'll put it in the notes, thepodradar.com. And basically it's a site where this guy is like taking different people and they can submit their podcasts and they sort of rank your podcast, helps you get new audiences, people to look at where you fall within like your peers, and you can put like one episode every now and then. So I recently put our quarterback episode up there to check out. So thepodradar.com, go on there, check us out, hook us up as we go. But you know what? I think it's time. Time when running back was king. Then the zero RB trend became popular. Now running back is back at the top of the mountain. Who should we be excited for now? And who holds the key to the future? Let's find out. So this week, it's the show for the next couple weeks is going to be similar. Last week, we talked about quarterbacks. Who are we excited for? What do we do with some guys? Do we buy low in others? And then the future. What's the future hold? And I want to start with a question as we go in. 2 guys that are potentially free agents. They're they were backups where they had moments where they flashed in but they're different kinds of backs. You got a bruiser, you got a pass catcher. Tyler Algier and Kenneth Gainwell. At this point in Dynasty, you're basically trading, throwing darts, seeing who you can get. I got Algier on the team, I got Gainwell on the team. People are throwing darts out. They're in holds on me because they're on the same team. But if you're sitting there looking to like just put a bench guy you want to throw a dart at, who would you rather throw a dart at right now? Tyler Algier, who will probably be a goal line vulture kind of back, or Gainwell with some of that PPR, but he's got to be in the right situation.
I think it's pretty much 50-50 for me. I mean, I like both these guys. I'm a terrible dart thrower, right? I'm just horrible. I suck. I'm barely good enough to hit, the actual board, right? But I mean, if you just put two pictures on a dartboard of either one of these guys and I just throw it, I'm going to be happy pretty much wherever it lands, because Algier's been good when given the opportunity. I mean, it's been productive. He just happens to be playing behind Bijan Robinson. You know who else would be playing behind Bijan Robinson if they were on their team?
Everybody.
Everybody. So, I mean, doesn't really matter. So I think it's either or. I'd be happy with both of them.
So in your team makeup, do you tend to go more with pass catchers or grinders?
I don't know. I mean, like, again, it's 50-50. It's just who I like at the time. I mean, like, I'll like somebody I like Algier. You know what? I think I might lean with the grinder, with the bigger guy. That's probably because, I would probably lean, but it's like 60-40. It's not like it's a big deal. I mean, I like James Cook, right? I mean, I love James Cook. But I also like people like Tyler Algier. I mean, I ain't gonna hate on anybody. Well, I hate on Devon Achane. I'm not gonna lie. That guy.
Don't worry, that's coming.
I mean, he's still good. I can't argue the fact that he's good, but I would say I would lean a little bit towards the grinder. But I mean, I'll cheat with a pass catcher. It's all good.
Yeah, I think it's also there's league makeup if you're in a super PR, and for me, Gainwell, I almost need him back in Pittsburgh with Aaron Rodgers. I'm a little worried otherwise because he hasn't really been to that.
Hold on.
Algier,
I thought you were saying Kenny Walker instead of Kenny Gainwell.
Oh, so it's not even close.
I would 100% rather have Tyler Algier than Kenny Gainwell. 100%.
But Gainwell goes back to Pittsburgh with Aaron Rodgers in that amount, like the last month and a half. Aaron Rodgers discovered Gainwell. He was worth it.
But I think Gainwell is a committee back. Like, you got two average running backs, right? And I think Algier is good enough to be like the lead back. And I prefer a lead back over Kenny. I would prefer Algier over Kenny Gainwell every day of the week.
And for me, it's looking at what you can get out of Gainwell on a PPR. He could have a lot more value that sure, within the right system. Algier, to me, has this Michael Turner feeling. Michael Turner, for you young bucks, played for the Chargers. He was stuck behind LaDainian Tomlinson, Bijan before Bijan. And then Michael Turner, when he turned this age, went to Atlanta and just went bonkers. He was
he's already done it. I mean, he had 1,000 yards in his rookie season. And he still can't catch a break. So I'm
rooting for Houston. I would love a Houston with Tyler Algier and then Woody Marks as a third round back. I think that would be spectacular. That's what I'm rooting for with Algier. That's why he's a super hold for me. I got him above as well. But Gainwell's a guy I would throw a late pick in for him just with the pass catching ability. Really quick hit. Bijan or Jahmyr Gibbs or Christian McCaffrey. Put those guys in order for next year. I've seen arguments.
I want to say Bijan, right? But then I also want to say Christian McCaffrey. But I think the trust factor, I think I would go Bijan, Christian McCaffrey, and then Gibbs.
I think I am with you. Gibbs poo-pooed at the end of the year. It really shocked me. Yeah. I did an article this week for Fantasy Pros where we were talking about like way too looking at early ECR and early consensus rankings and who was way too high and who was way too low. I wrote about Jonathan Taylor. Jonathan Taylor, currently ECR, is RB3 ahead of Christian McCaffrey. What are people thinking? Am I out of my mind to think that this is ridiculous because of how great he did against the great teams and how, like, from like week 9 on, he had that overseas game, and then it was mediocre to mid.
Yeah, I mean, if you was like, hey, here's you need to take one of these guys for this year. I mean, I think I would definitely take Christian McCaffrey. I think people are just scared of McCaffrey.
Oh, yeah,
I thought
it's the idea.
that's what hurts him so much. But if you're like, I mean, Chris McCaffrey has never done anything. Well, I'm not gonna say he's never done anything to anybody because he gets hurt.
Yeah,
But when this guy plays, automatic RB1. I mean, that's just
yeah,
way of life. I mean, it's just how it goes, man.
yeah. To me, I'm a Bijan 1 with you, McCaffrey 2, but and then Gibbs there. But Jonathan Taylor, they're the tier 1 with Taylor. Where do you have Taylor? Do you have Taylor after Cook, Achane, Genty, Love, Hampton, Henry, all that? Where is Taylor for you? I mean, I've got him like he might be my RB10 because his stats look beautiful, but they're not.
Yeah, I think he would finish somewhere between like 9 and 12. I think that's where I would probably put him. Like I said, like the first half of the season was fantastic and the second half was bad. And so I mean, unfortunately the bad was at the end of the season, and that's what people kind of remember is how much you let them down. So I think people are gonna have a bad taste in their mouth. Be like, you know what? Screw you, dude. I'm gonna pass on you.
I mean, from week 9 on, he had no games over 100 yards except for Atlanta overseas, 244 and 3 touchdowns.
Yeah,
so it was all skewed by that. And he had 4 3-touchdown games. They were all before that: Tennessee, Arizona, Vegas, the Rams when they weren't playing defense. Tennessee again. Once he hit the end, like he just cost people. And I think he's going to get overdrafted. So I won't have him next year. So let's go into our 4 categories. Let's start with get excited. So I got the big guys out of the way, and we know you love some James Cook. He got some respect this year. RB5 so far. ECR thought that would get you excited on that one, and I'm excited because my boy Achane is number 6. So they're sitting there. You're taking Cook. How far of a gap is there from Cook to Achane? Because we are like I think. I'm always, I love Achane. He's one of my favorite players, but I'm always worried because Miami's terrible. We don't know who the quarterback is. Are they going to pay for Willis? And because right now they are under the cap by $750,000 or something, because the cap was what, 301? It went up $21 million. So it's at 301, which helped some of those strap teams, and they cut some guys. But what is the gap between? I mean, Achane showed on a terrible team that he's a spectacular running back. Cook showed that wasn't that 2 years ago. I was worried because it was a touchdown thing. He had a great year, but Ray Davis was like itching at his heels. What's the gap between those two guys?
I don't know if it's a huge gap, but I think the difference for me would be just the fact that there's a new offense coming in. Are they going to utilize him like McDaniels did? I mean, he was like the centerpiece of the offense. Like clearly, he should be the centerpiece of the offense, but you just like offensive coaches just have their own way of doing it, and it might not be the same way. So I think that's what makes the gap for me. I mean, and James Cook's going into the same situation.
Yeah,
I don't really see much change. I mean, I think Buffalo will add a receiver. But that might help. That might help James Cook. I mean, it opened things up if he can just spread out the defense a little bit. But yeah, I love me some James Cook.
Yeah, I'll take Achane because to me, those two guys are right on kill with each other. I think they're very similar models.
The new offense doesn't worry you?
No, because Miami is stating because that's who I read all their stuff on. If they were total rebuild, they're saying that Achane and Waddle are who they want to build with. Because why would you? Because if not, he's prime trade. He's in his prime. This is year 4, so you want to get rid of him before he gets older. And they should right now. He's not worth more in his career than he is right now to trade. Sure, yeah. And they're like, we're keeping him. We're not trading him to get picks. We're going to build around his stellar talents. That to me. Those two, I like him better than Cook. Homer probably within there, and I like all of them better than Taylor, but. I think the fact that they're not even listening to trades for him is a sign that they're going to build with him. And
yeah, like I said, maybe the offense is just going to be different enough to where he's just not as efficient.
Okay, let's go.
Been really good. So
Let's stay in Miami. Tootin, your boy Tootin there. I just brain farted on his first name.
Is it at Jacksonville?
He's in Jacksonville, yep. So we're just going down the road there. Bayshawn Tootin out of Virginia Tech, so a good old Virginia boy. ETN's a free agent. ETN doesn't right now. Bayshawn Tootin is RB28, so they got him as an RB starter. But let's say he's the RB1 there. Is he moving up the boards? Do you think he can fill the ETN role? He showed some signs. Are you moving him up there with the Josh Jacobs, Chase Browns, Derrick Henry kind of sections in that offense?
They might be like a tier below that because I mean, yes, I am excited, right? I mean, I like the guy. I mean, if he's the RB1, I'm like, okay, we've got something here. But how is he going to be a successful RB1? And that just holds me back, just enough. But yeah, I'm definitely excited about this guy. I would want to try to get him on my team if he's going to be the RB1.
Is he a top 12? Is he an RB1 or an RB2 this year? What would it take for him to be an RB1?
I think he's just more of an RB2. I don't know if he's going to be, because I don't know if he could be like the true lead back. I mean, I think he's going to be the leader of more of a leader of a 2-back system, right?
All right. So we'll talk about that in a little bit.
Which is fine, but I think that just caps his ceiling a little bit to where he ends up being like RB 14, 15, which would still make me happy. I mean,
what if you have a starting running back on your team who ran for 1,200 yards, 4.8 per yard, 11 touchdowns, 35 receptions, 137 yards, and 2 touchdowns? Would he be an RB1 or an RB2?
Well, it depends on what his name is, man.
Yeah, I'm just asking you. I'll tell you who he is.
You can look at the stats and be like, oh, that's pretty good stats, but right? But what's the rest of his career been like? Has he just been like an average 500-yard rusher with one good season? Or has he been like a 1,000-yard rusher and then, he continues to be a 1,000-yard rusher? But yeah, I mean,
he just got a 3-year deal for $16 million from Dallas. So okay, Javonte Williams.
Yeah, I mean,
RB11 last year.
I know where you were going, but like the past alters that a little bit. Like the history alters it a little bit. So yeah, just looking at last year's stats, you're like, oh yeah, I'd be pretty interested in bringing that back, having that on my team. But then you look at the name, it's like Javonte Williams. Oh, I cringe just a little bit. But I mean, like still, he is the running back for the Cowboys, and it's usually been pretty successful.
So RB11, 1,200 yards, and let's say we'll put the line at like 1,200 yards. Let's go 9 touchdowns. Let's be realistic. The touchdowns. Is that like his floor in Dallas?
I think that's what I'd probably expect of him if he plays the whole season and is Cowboys running back. 1,200 yards, pretty much exactly what he would do last year. Like the touchdowns may go down, but I mean that's unfortunate.
Yeah, but it might go with if
it might go up. I mean, who knows? Yeah. Maybe the Cowboys randomly have a good season and don't suck. Who knows?
Hey, hopefully their defense really sucks. That'll help him. Last guy I got in the get excited category, because these are guys that I'm thinking we should be excited for. HN getting in there, he's going to be the centerpiece. Tootin, he should get the RB1. Joe, you're thinking committee. I'm thinking I don't know, and we'll talk about that. Javonte is now Dallas's running back for the next 2 to 3 years, and then we're looking at Omarion Hampton, who we had high hopes for coming in last year. Harbaugh said, I want to run. Then he got hurt, so it sort of poo-pooed the year. Now he gets a Mike McDaniels offense who made Achane from this little bitty scat back out of Texas A&M to a stud. Hampton's a bigger body back in a McDaniels offense, and I'm a firm believer that I think McDaniels is going to be one of those guys who's a great coordinator and a terrible coach. He'll get another coaching job. He's going to blow that too. North Turner. But what's
Josh McDaniels? He's a terrible coach.
There you go.
He's a really good offensive coordinator with the Patriots, man.
So Hampton, ceiling and floor, what do you expect from him in this system? Because I think Herbert's going to go bonker balls this year, and I think that offense could go nuts because this will be the year they do good.
I think ceiling. I mean, I think you could look at 1,500 yards, double-digit touchdowns. I think in that kind of offense, I think they're still going to want to run the ball, and if he's the workhorse quarterback or running back that we think he is, I mean, I think 1,500 yards and double-digit touchdowns, battling for, that top 5 running back. I think I think that could be the ceiling. The floor, I think he's pretty safe. I think he'd be pretty safe in that because I think he's going. He's going to get a lot of touches.
Yeah.
So it could just be. Yeah. It could be like an Aston Genty type year, right? Where he averages like 3.9 yards a carry, but he still ends up with good numbers. So I'm excited. I mean, I like the guy. So I mean, I'd probably be more excited than most.
Higher or lower? Closer to the top or far? Where would you have him? He's currently RB9 ECR.
I'd probably have him a little higher. Like I would. I would
above him is Genty, Love, HN, Cook, and Jonathan Taylor.
I'd probably have him over Genty. I think I would question Jonathan Taylor and Amarion Hampton. I mean, with the new offense in Miami, I think HN and Amarion Hampton could be an argument there. But I think he could be battling for that number 5 spot with all those other guys.
That's cool. Okay, so those are the guys we're excited for. These are guys were like, what do we do with these dudes? So a couple quick hits on the what do we do with these dudes. DeAndre Swift up in Chicago. We're going to assume for the sake, we'll know in 3 weeks, that they're bringing him back. So he'll be in that committee where Manon guys started to come on, take some things. But towards the end of the year, Swift took over. What are we doing with Swift this year? Is he a dynasty hold? Is he a guy you sell on that last month? Do you think you get another year out of him if you're a contender?
I would probably try to hold him for another year because I think he could be like a solid, reliable flex play, right? I don't want him. He's my RB2. I'm like, all right, well, I got problems. Right? I don't want that. But I mean, I think he can be a reliable flex play. You're not going to get a whole lot for him. Yeah. I mean,
he's RB24. To me, that's a bargain. I got snagged him up last year thinking he was going to set up, and I like him. Rico Dowdle. Sorry. Finish Swift.
No, so I just think it's going to be like the same kind of offense it was last year, and I don't think much is going to change. I think, but it might get better, hopefully.
Rico Dowdle had a coming out party last year, and he's probably not going to go back to Carolina because he's going to someone's going to give him a little more money, especially because Carolina, we'll talk about in a second. But I mean, and this all varies where he's going to sign, but what are the chances that Rico Dowdle, who he's farther down there right now, he's like RB30, but what are the chances that we get Rico Dowdle performance like last year? Or what are the chances that we go, who's Rico Dowdle?
I have no idea, man. No, I mean, this is...
I get Rico Dowdle. I don't care. He just screwed me.
Rico Dowdle would be just like a guy that I would like to have on my bench thinking, hey, this guy could pop off and he's like, either like great trade bait for somebody or, but I don't know. I don't want Rico Dowdle on my team to be in my starting lineup.
Yeah.
That's not really what I'm hoping that I haven't had to resort to.
3 rookies from last year. My favorite, Bill. And then you got Travion Henderson. Bill is cross game out, everybody. Travion Henderson up in New England and Quinton Judkins in Cleveland, all of whom showed flashes at different times, all of whom showed poop at different times. I think pretty much we got them rated Judkins, Henderson, Bill. How do you feel about these guys going in? Every time I read about Bill, I get depressed, then excited, then depressed. Henderson, I watched him play, and I get depressed, and then I watch him run really far, and then I get depressed. Judkins plays for Cleveland. So all of those scared the crap out of me. What is your confidence? Currently, Bill is 33. The other two are much. Henderson is 20, and I just lost. Judkins is 23. So Judkins, wow, I don't agree with that. But so Henderson's 20, Judkins 23, and Bill's 33. So you're looking RB2s and then an RB3.
Well, I don't really want Bill. I'm not really that excited. I don't think it's really going to go far. I think they're going to still bring in running backs. He's not going to be the guy. But I think the other two have the option to be the guy. Henderson was all over the place. The Patriots offense was just bad. In the playoffs and everything else. So that just didn't go well. But then I would probably still stick with Henderson, slightly above Judkins, just because I think that offense is heading in more of the right direction, and Henderson could be like the third down back or like the pass catching back. See, I like Henderson, and he's a pass catching back. So I mean, like I said, there's no shame in my game. I will like them all. Big, small, whatever, doesn't really matter. But Judkins is, and he's the bruiser, and I'm really not huge on him. But then he plays for the Browns. I'm not. I think that's just a terrible situation at every position. So I like Henderson. I'm not giving up on him after 1 year.
Yeah, I think of these three, if I'm having to draft, I'm drafting Bill because he's so much like you can get him for a cup of a cup of
Yeah, but I
peanuts.
don't want to draft him. I don't think he's
But
going to be good. So why do I?
I've
Why am
been
I going to
like
draft him?
I'm not 100% down dead with him yet. Like I'll know what we won't know till May, but there's signs shown there. And get a healthy Daniels and say they invest in other areas in Washington. I mean, they're going to bring in another running back, but maybe they bring in someone to complement Bill Henderson. If Ramondre's got one more year in that contract,
What
they're
if
going to play
Kenny
him.
Gainwell goes to the Commanders?
That's perfect.
And you
That's
think
perfect.
Bill's going to? You think Bill's
Bill
is
gets
going to
the other
be?
parts. He gets that. Yeah, I've got some faith in Bill, but Judkins is the one of the three I like the best. I think because he's got the clear path to personal production, whereas Henderson's got to compete, and Antonio Gibson is still up there in New England, so that could take away some of the stuff
Does he
just a
still
little bit.
play?
Yeah, I believe he hurt himself. So and then Judkins, I don't know.
Too many
Uh,
pop up.
last one is ETN. If he isn't in Jacksonville, how scared are you?
I don't think I'm very scared. I mean, ETN's
Yeah.
been a pretty good running back. If he goes somewhere else, I think he's going to be a pretty good running back. It's not like Jacksonville was an all-time great offense, right?
Yep.
And he was
They
still
started.
effective. I
Yeah.
mean, he was finished like as a top 10 running back this past year, right? I mean,
Yep.
no one really seen that. So I think if he goes to another team and he's given the rock, I think he's going to be effective.
RB9 last year.
Yeah.
Currently, he's ECR 18 because I think they're just sort of they don't know where he's going to go, and he's had some up and down years. But okay, so buy low guys. We'll do quick hits here on these. Let's go with two guys that I'm gonna go with the teammates. Jonathan Brooks tore his ACL. He was supposed to be the next thing. They paid Chuba. Well, they had Chuba and they drafted Jonathan Brooks, and Jonathan Brooks hurt himself again. So then they paid Chuba, who had a great year. Then Chuba got Rico Dowdle. So now you got Jonathan Brooks, who's going to be coming back probably healthy again. Chuba Hubbard. Which one of these two guys would you buy low on?
I think I would give a shot to Chuba Hubbard, probably. Yep. I mean, because coming off the bad season, everybody's a little down on him, but I think he could probably.
Brooks hasn't played yet. He was supposed to be good.
I don't even want to buy that guy. I don't even know if probably end up tearing his ACL again. I'm
like, Trey Benson in Arizona was going to get the gig because, oh man, Home Slice went down top of last year. I just darn it. Oh, good grief! I'm terrible.
It doesn't matter. Just go. Everybody knows who you're talking about.
But yeah, Trey Benson, he's probably got a chance to be RB1. They'll probably bring in somebody else. Is he? How are you buying him low? Or you think it's chips out?
I mean, I could probably see like spending a pick on him or something, or maybe try to get him like with something overly expensive. But if I could sneak in a pick and try to put him on my team, I mean, sure. I'm not expecting much out of it, but
here's your darts. Caleb Johnson, who basically got in Mike Tomlin's doghouse. He was coming in. We were drafting him, 1.9 up to 2.5. Then he was all over the place. We were like, oh, this guy's going to be great. And dude didn't, I want to see, did he run 3 times or something? I was just reading about him.
It wasn't very many.
Season stats. He ran 28 times with an average yards per attempt of 2.5. But he was in the doghouse galore. But everybody liked him going in, thought he might be, something to be worth having. And then LaQuint Allen Jr. is a guy most people probably haven't heard of, but he's a guy that came into Jacksonville. It's supposed to be a decent running back. He could be that other guy with Tootin. Dart throws on these guys, and we're talking Dynasty here. LaQuint Allen, I mean, he's a Tootin injury away maybe from being a starter for Trevor Lawrence. Caleb Johnson, which one of those two guys would you want to have at like your last spot on your bench on a Dynasty roster?
I think I go with LaQuint Allen. I'm actually kind of a fan of LaQuint Allen. I got him on a couple teams already. I think like he could be productive. He showed signs he could be productive from time to time. Not very much. Doesn't have very much opportunity. But then Cam Johnson just didn't give me anything. Like there wasn't anything that would make me excited. So yeah, I prefer LaQuint Allen. I mean, I kind of like him.
So I mean, he had a better yards per attempt. Same amount of carries as Caleb Johnson, 4.1. So, I mean, I think there's some hope in him. I'm curious about him. So, okay, that's who we got now. Tell us what's coming up. Who are your, I mean, there's one, and then tell us about the rest of the guys.
So we've got, well, do you just want to go ahead and say you won? You're one. I'll let you talk about
He's
it.
the only guy. No, you got Jeremiah Love. He's what the greatest thing since sliced bread.
He's the greatest thing since last year. I mean, I feel like he was a top 10 running back every year. He's the greatest thing since last year. And then that's the last year was like he's the greatest thing since last year. So I mean, how great is it if it happens every year, right?
The question I have for you is, do you think he's closer to Bijan or Genty? I mean, he's going to get the touches, so he's going to get the Genty touches, and Bijan got touches.
I think I like him better than I would like Genty. I would rather have Jeremiah Love than Genty.
Is it because of the Raiders or because of Genty?
I think it's more just I don't know. Maybe I think it's a combination.
I didn't like Genty, so
I wasn't really. I mean, he had a very productive college career. He was exciting. He was fun to watch, but I think Jeremiah Love just looks better. I don't know if I don't know. That might be terrible to say, but I'm just more excited about Jeremiah Love. So I think he would probably be closer to Bijan than.
Dude had 35 touchdowns the last 2 years.
Yeah, I mean he's fantastic.
So that's what everybody knows. But who's the rest of the guys that you're looking at? We'll hit them more later, guys. But this is quick hits.
So coming into the combine, there was 3 guys that were like the 2, 3, and 4 that were kind of disappointing coming out of the combine. Darnell Coleman out of Washington. He didn't even participate, so that can maybe tell you something right there. But it's 5'9", 220. So I mean, he's like a bowling ball. So I mean, kind of the short, stockier type. So he looks good on tape, right? So I mean, then Emmett Johnson out of Nebraska. He had a really good junior season, 5'11", 202, but it was kind of slow. Ran like a 4.6-ish, 4.57. So I mean, that's pretty slow in everything in all comparisons. And then Price out of Notre Dame. He was actually the backup to Jeremiah Love. People liked him a lot coming into the combine. Was a little slower, ran a 4.49, 5'11", 203. So at least he's over 200 pounds. I think he lost a little bit coming out of the combine. And there's 2 guys that I think are really, really interesting. One is Mike Washington Jr. out of Arkansas. So he played with Tylen Green.
So he's fast.
If you think Tylen Green's an athletic freak,
4.33, holy crap!
Then you're really going to enjoy Mike Washington Jr. because this guy is an athletic freak. I mean, 39-inch vertical. It's a 6'1", 223. So he's a big dude, right? So this is my ideal running back. This is who I would want on my team. So he's 6'1", 223, big dude. He's got he ran a 4.33 40. So he's big and fast, right? Like this guy's like in the 99th percentile of athletes. He's comparing maybe to like Omarion Hampton, right? That's pretty much who you compare him to. Athletically, he makes Omarion Hampton suck, right? I mean, that's kind of how like
because he's his dad now. He's old.
Like athletically, he's like that much better. But so I'm really excited. I'm really excited about him. And then another guy, Damon Claiborne out of Wake Forest. That's a pretty good season at Wake Forest. I mean, all things here, it's Wake Forest, but he ran a 4.37, so he's pretty fast. Actually, he's really fast. I mean, that's pretty fast. Yeah, it's not pretty bad. So he's 188 pounds. So kind of in the mold of Devon Achane and Bucky Irving. So he's kind of, I would put him between those 2 guys. I mean, kind of that ability. I don't know if he's projected to be a starter coming into the NFL, but neither was really Bucky Irving, right? He got an opportunity. He was able to careen that into a starting job. So I think Claiborne could be right there in that avenue. He's gonna be like 5th, 6th, 7th running back taken on the board.
So you got me a little excited for this Mike Washington Jr.
Dude, how could you not be? It's amazing. I love this guy.
Are you worried? The only thing that worries me is he's a 5-year player. So he did Buffalo for 3 years,
Yeah, he's a little older.
But he closed out with Arkansas, and he averaged 6.4 yards per carry in an SEC contest, 8.1 through the air. Like I'm like, man, this could be our sneaky guy this year that we keep an eye on.
Oh, I'm drafting him at the end of the first round.
Yeah,
like if I got the 1-9, I'm this guy. I'm drafting this guy. I don't care.
I just moved my 1-9 to 1-12. I've been doing a lot of posturing in different leagues, but I think this could be the first time in a while we're looking like in like the top 6 guys. There's 2 guys from Notre Dame, 2 guys from Penn State. Like it's kind of crazy.
I didn't mention it.
Yeah, we'll hit them later as we go on. But I think it's kind of crazy to think about like how good were those running games that you really have. I mean, a 4.55 and a 4.56, and there's some slow dudes, but that Jonah Coleman, something about just his feel has like a looking at his numbers, not really like Ramondre's bigger, but his numbers and stats look very like Ramondre like, where it was nothing spectacular, but he just sort of was there. So that might be I got to keep an eye on as we go forward. So.
Yeah, I mean, people like him. I mean, he was the number 3 running back coming into the combine. He just did perform, and all these other guys, are athletic freaks. So I think, honestly, I think Mike Washington's probably moved into the number 2 spot. Well, overall, so it's amazing.
Sweet. So give us some words of wisdom, JJ Wang, as we close out this week.
So my words of wisdom is like, I got volunteer for my daughter's, volunteer as a coach for my daughter's like high school soccer team. And I've always thought, I could probably, coach the team if they needed me to, but for some reason we came across an excellent coach, that makes me feel so inferior at any soccer knowledge level. It just makes me, they say the quote goes like, the coach like makes your team better. Like this is absolutely the knowledge this guy has and shares. It's been a week, and the girls already think they're better soccer players just from this guy coaching. I mean,
wow.
So like coaching obviously matters, but when you can sit back and watch a coach that actually knows what he's doing and like coach, like it's very fun and interesting. So like I don't ever think I could be a soccer coach now after watching this guy. I think I'm just a very good volunteer guy. But yeah, coaching absolutely 100% matters. So as always, trust yourself and trust the process.